right, so in this second lesson, we're going to be talking about cross-sections and resolution in 3D figures. So what is a cross-section? All right, so a cross-section, all it is a plane that slices through a 3D object, and it forms another 2D dimensional shape. So let's look at our examples to kind of look further into this. So below, they want us to describe the cross-section formed by the intersection of the plane and the solid figure. So if we look at all three of these images, we have a cube as our 3D object. Now, if I were going to look at the cross-section in the very first one, if I shade this guy right here where the intersection is happening between my 3D object and the plane, it looks like I have a square. So the cross-section formed by the intersection is just going to be a square for this one. Now let's look at the second one. Same ordeal. So I have a plane and it intersects with the cube. If I look, okay, it doesn't necessarily look like a square. However, it does look like some type of parallelogram, okay? But I do have two sets of parallel lines and they're congruent, so this looks like a rectangle. So what I want you to do is maybe look at the third one, pause the video, and figure out and describe what the cross-section is being formed at the intersection of the plane and the solid figure. So hopefully if you were to look, hopefully you would see that there is a triangle at the intersection. All right. So let's look at our solid of revolution. Okay, so this is just a three-dimensional object rotating by a two-dimensional shape about its axis. So that axis is actually going to be called the axis of revolution. Now you may not be familiar with the actual term solid of revolution, but you probably have seen this idea before. I would totally demonstrate this idea, but since the party stores are actually closed, I'm going to show you a video of this idea. So what's being shown in this video is how to make one of those party decor ball hangers. So if you look, in order to make one of these, you have to start out with a semicircle, a 2D object. So what this lady is doing is she's actually layering multiple of these semicircles, because when she finally revolves all those semicircles around using that axis of rotation with the rope, so when she finally has it rotating all the way around 360 degrees, it creates a sphere. Now there's a ton of these decor items that are based off of this idea, and they actually have to use formulas. So maybe when you're bored during this self-quarantine, you can probably try one and make one yourself. Either way, knowing the dimensions of our 2D object is really important in order for us to use to create the three-dimensional figure. So let's look at our example down below. So there's not dimensions labeled, but I'm going to go ahead and label my base as 4 and my height as 10. Now, if I were to ask you to describe what would happen or to identify the 3D object that it creates when it's being rotated or had that solid of revolution, if you look, it creates a cylinder. So when I ask you to identify and describe, we're just saying, hey, it's a cylinder with a height of 10 and a radius of 4.